License Board for May 15th, 2024. Will come to order. Roll call, Mr. Pereira.
Here.
Ms. Cordero.
Here.
And my name is Attorney Gregory Brilliant, and I am the chairman of the board. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting and may transmit the meeting through any media. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived, by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. There is a sign-up sheet that is located in the back of the room, which has been given to me. And we do have someone that wishes to speak. Now, is this two people or one?
Two.
Two, okay. Who wants to go first?
Mrs. De Silva? You wanna go first?
Mr. De Silva? You-
Come on, I'll go up with you. I can go with you.
Yeah, both of you come up. For the record, can you both state your name and address for the record?
Manuel Da Silva, 4 Falcon Lockway, Somerset, Mass.
Linda Pereira, 99 North Ogden Street, Fall River, Mass. To the honorable board members, I have recently communicated with Mr. De Silva, the business owner of the Cornerstone Lounge located at 222-226 East Main Street. This proprietor has been working tirelessly to open his local business since the property was purchased in 2021. He has obtained a liquor license as required from the city of Fall River in both November of '22 and November of '23 at the cost of $3,500 a year, so that's $7,000. He has also expended funds towards the licenses and fees required by the Board of Health, which was $385. He has been leasing a parking lot, and the cost was to be $1,000. Then there was some media coverage on this issue, and they've gone up to $2,000 a month, which he has to acquire to get licensure. So Mr. De Silva has spent more than $351,000, given the $344,000 he's put into the business over the past 4 years, and the doors have yet to be opened. As a city that's working towards economic growth and development, we must help those who have followed all the requirements issued by their governing bodies by allowing them to operate and thrive. Mr. De Silva, with my support, requests that the special meeting on the licensing board be held prior to June 12th to address the ongoing challenges he has faced and to work together with the board to remedy this situation. He will be traveling aboard from June 12th to July 10th to see his mother, who will be turning 95 years old. I know you have regulations that you need to go through. I understand that. But if we're talking about developing the Flint, any new business that opens there is going to be required parking. We will never develop the Flint. It's just, we're not able to do that. But he did call me today and spoke with me and said that, the board was meeting today, and I said I would go down and try.
Before I
speak
make
with the
any
board.
comment, Councilor Pereira, does Mr. De Silva have anything to add to that?
Do you want to add anything to that?
Yes, like she say, we had a meeting with Susan, the ladies that wanted the parking lot. She agreed to me to pay her like a $250 monthly, weekly, and like $1,000 a month. But after all these things going on, I don't know why she increased for $2,000. I don't mind pay $2,000 because I want to see my door open. But in the meantime, it's been 2 years I've been giving money to the city. I ain't got no returns, and I don't even know when I'm gonna get a return. I was thinking today to come to set up a meeting to see how I'm gonna park the license because I'm kind of stressed out with these things. All this money I already spent it there.
I'm only speaking for myself. I wasn't here when you got your license. But I personally, I've been called, not only by Councilor Pereira, by a few people about this matter. And I would like to see us have, if we can make it here, so I can see what it is and make a proper determination. Because I too am of the, again, only my opinion, that I agree with you with the Flint, but I also agree that there's just many, many restaurants and bars in the city that if we're gonna hold everybody to a standard of parking, many of them are gonna be lacking, and I don't wanna take it out on this gentleman who's paid for a license for 2 years, so if after this meeting, we can either tell Ms. Ayash and get a date that we can meet and have one item on the agenda, I would be, but all the facts. I had heard there was a zoning issue, but my belief is that, and maybe I'm wrong, Ms. Ayash, when people apply for a liquor license, I used to do it a lot, don't you have to get a sign off from the zoning board that it's okay?
For the zoning, parking doesn't always come into play.
But doesn't the zoning board have to sign off on that? Who controls?
Yes, zoning signs
Parking.
off.
The zoning code enforcement officer
Correct.
will sign off, which is
They-
the building inspector. So if they sign off that it is compliant with zoning, they can come forward.
Okay. Well, we'll get to, I would like to get to the bottom of it, and I promise, I think if we can all agree, we can try to get a special meeting before you leave, out of the country, to try to get you settled away, cause I understand you're ready to open other than this issue, right?
Everything in the wall.
Because last time, I noticed there's only citizens
Everything's-
input.
I have
the-
everything in the wall.
Because last time
Only
he was
thing
here,
I waited
Councilor
for the
Pereira,
CO.
I was told there were two things holding it up, parking, and then he still hadn't gotten fire department approval.
All the permits are up on the wall.
Okay, so I think that what we'll do is, if the board members, we'll try to get a special meeting before June 12th. I'll make myself available, I think some of the other board members will, and we'll get to the bottom of it, okay?
All right, thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay. First agenda item, and we have many of them, 1-day liquor permits. First item is A, Troy City Brewing, 16 Anawan Street, Michael Ferrera. Dates being requested are June 6th, July 4th, July 6th, August 3rd, August 10th, and September 21st.
Good evening, members of the board. Michael Ferrera, 16 Anamon Street. I do have one request on the food truck dates, if I could just amend those. I just went off of last year's dates instead of this year's on the letter. So the June 6th would be June 13th, July 6th to July 11th, August 3rd to August 8th.
Okay, so June 13th,
Yes, July 11th and August 8th.
July 11th to another, say
So
that one
the-
more time?
So it's June 6th to change to June 13th,
Yep,
July 6th to change to July 11th, and August 3rd to change to August 8th.
and the other ones are correct?
Yes.
I just heard you say, Mr. Ferrera, this is a food truck?
It's the annual Fall River Food Truck Festivals at the gates.
Okay, so those 3 dates, now what about,
July 4th is the city's 4th of July celebration. Last year, with the pier being open, the new pier, the Norton Pier,
Yep.
they had some festivities down there with food trucks, and again with the beer garden. So
okay,
they
but all
provide-
these involve a food truck?
Pretty much all of them will have food, yes, and food trucks, and then the beer garden is what we're requesting.
Okay. And is this something you've done in the past?
Exactly, we've done all these in the past. They're just
Okay.
annuals.
And whatever police requirements you have followed?
Correct.
These are all city events.
Except for the last two, the August 10th and September 9th. They're brewery events we do. We actually shut Anamon Street down, and we set up a beer garden in the street. One's the Oktoberfest, and the other one's a Rock Fest.
Okay. And Mr. Carano, that's all handled through the city, right? Shutting the street down, that, we don't have
Yeah,
anything to
parade
do with that,
permits.
right? We just give the liquor permit.
Correct.
Okay. I have no further questions. Any other questions from the board?
I just have a question. The
Sure.
August 3rd date is now August 8th?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and it's September, you just said September 9th. It's September 21st, which,
Oh, I'm sorry, 21st, you're right.
okay.
Got my dates all mixed up.
I'll make a motion to approve the one-day permits for Troy City Brewing for the following dates of June 13th, July 4th, July 11th, August 8th, August 10th, and September 21st of 2024.
Second. Those dates correct?
Yes.
Okay, any questions on the motion?
None.
Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those
Okay.
opposed? Motion
Thank you.
carries. Good luck. In case anybody's here for B, PAL, that has been withdrawn. The next item on the agenda is item C, that is Day of Portugal, 22 Ponte Delgado Boulevard. Kevin Santos, looking for one-day liquor permits for June 6th, June 7th, June 8th, June 9th, and live entertainment. Those two different permits, or do we have them together?
You can do all the one days and then just address the entertainment, which
Thank you.
All right. Well, obviously, I do know obviously that this is a yearly event now. What year is this, Mr. Santos?
It's basically, it's been the same for the last 7 years, same layout.
Okay.
So we're basically keeping everything the same with some recommendations from the police department and the mayor's office. We've also seen things change as well. So,
What's the hours of operation?
so on the, I don't have it in front of me, but on Thursday should be 5 to 10.
Yep.
On the Friday should be 5 to midnight.
Yep.
Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, 3 to midnight.
Yep.
Yes, we've met with every department head, fire department, building department, health department.
Then you do the cleanup the next day. You
Yep.
guys take care of everything, correct?
Yes.
I think it's a good event for the city, so I really don't have any questions. Members of the board?
No.
So we have to take two separate motions
That's what I
because
was
of
gonna
live.
say, too, right?
If I may.
I apologize.
No, that's okay. The department does just have one thing that we'd like to say.
Okay.
We're just requesting that there be enough bracelets for anyone over the age of 21, that everyone have
Absolutely.
a bracelet on them, and also that we're limiting one beverage per person at a time.
Makes sense.
Okay, do we have to put those conditions?
Say so.
No, we don't have to put it on the license. I
Okay.
can, but we never have. They're aware of it.
They're aware of it?
Well,
Ye-
why don't we put on the license, that way it's documented.
No problem.
In case we get down there and people are saying, well, show me where can only get one drink or something like that. So it's right here, it's on the license, you can only get one drink. I make that recommendation.
Yep, makes sense, and we've noticed in the past, people leaving the area to go to the restrooms, so can't leave the gates with the drink in your hand. There's gonna be security, private security, police officers. Nobody leaves the gates with anything in their hand.
Well, I would entertain the first motion to, give the one-day liquor permits for June 6th, June 7th, June 8th, and June 9th for the hours as stated by Mr. Santos on the record, and that the record also reflect that there will be a condition such that, there's enough Bracelets
Bracelets
for-
for anyone
Absolutely,
over the
yep.
age of 21,
over the age of 21 and
21
that,
and over, and
that-
that there will only be one drink served per person at a time.
one drink.
Yep, and we'll
So how, I don't want you guys to get in trouble, cause what, if somebody goes and buys 3 drinks for their family, that
So
won't be
what-
allowed?
So basically what we're getting at is that if you're going up to purchase a beverage, they're only serving you one beverage at a time. So if you have two other family members that wanna get beverages, they're gonna have to get in line with you and have them served directly to them, as opposed to having someone come out with 3 beverages at one time.
You guys
Yeah,
okay
it
with
it
that?
makes sense we're also on the same page, we wanna avoid any underage drinking, people passing drinks around, we're on the same page, and every day will be a different color bracelet, so everybody ID will be checked every day.
Alright, so
I can say I'm opposed to that.
No?
The only reason is we have only a certain amount of volunteers, bartenders, the lines get long. You know, if I wanna buy for my family, I'd like to buy 3. It'd be one thing to see,
I was asking, I don't know any other way around it.
It's cause the food session is so far away, so that's the only thing. And we did shut down, we used to have like a type of after party after midnight, we shut that down. So, we're definitely trying.
Is it gonna be a major problem?
like I said, we're here for a family event, we wanted to make it as.
Could we compromise with 2 drinks?
I think it's reasonable, but I don't wanna go against the police department. I think 2 drinks is reasonable to buy it, you know, if you're going with your husband
We
and
could even
wife,
put
or
a
whatever it may be.
post up with the, behind the bar saying 2 drink maximum.
Yep.
You know, wife and husband come back, or, you know, something.
We will be having a meeting with Deputy Chief Hoyer again on the 29th, so, we can review that as well, so.
I mean, this was actually his recommendation, he asked that it be said. I think what he's just trying to alleviate, obviously, is that there are multiple people
Absolutely.
purchasing beverages for themselves.
Can we, Mr. Chair, can we amend it later if Deputy Orr does consider the two. If it,
Beverages,
because if the recommendation is coming from him, and through you,
right.
you probably should keep it at that, at this point, you know, but if there's some way you can communicate with us prior, when's the first event? This is not till when?
When are you meeting with them?
Huh?
I think the May 29th, we should be meeting
Oh,
with them.
okay.
So we got, you know, we got, only
First
got a couple
event is
weeks
the
though, but.
6th, yeah.
When is your next meeting with the deputy?
Should be May 29th.
On the day that you're gonna be starting your first event?
No, the first event will be the
It's the
6th of
6th.
June.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So we'll
Well,
have a week.
why don't we entertain a motion now that we will grant the one-day liquor permits, but they will be further subject to a final determination from the Fall River Police Department. And whatever that final determination after your meeting, the members of the Fall River Police Department will notify Kerry, and then we'll put it on, whatever it may be. And if it's two, if you guys convince him on how you're gonna do it and he's comfortable with it,
Sure.
then it'll be part of the record. If for some reason he wants to commit it to one, just let you know that it'll be that. But we'll give you that opportunity to meet with them on the 29th, knowing that our decision is to grant, subject to any specific conditions that the Fall River Police Department may give at your next meeting. Are you guys you guys okay with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay with that?
Great.
I'll entertain a motion to that effect. Mike, are you okay with
I'm
that?
fine, yes, thank you.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
I'll make a motion to approve the one-day permits for Day of Portugal for the following dates of June 6th, June 7th, June 8th, and June 9th of 2024, subject to final determination by FRPD.
Second.
Anyone in favor of that? Anyone opposed? Motion, no. I'm sorry, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion's granted. Now can we entertain a motion to allow the entertainment permit, the live entertainment permit for those same dates and hours as given to us by Mr. Santos?
I'll make a motion to approve the live entertainment permit for Day of Portugal for the following dates of June 6th, June 7th, June 8th, and June 9th, 2024.
Second.
Any questions on the motion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Granted.
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Santos, if you can just make sure that, and I'm sure the police department will just make sure we coordinate what it is before and after you meet with, is it Detective or Sergeant?
Deputy.
Deputy Chief, I
Deputy Chief.
apologize, I do know that.
We're back in the email, so.
531, 61, and 62.
Good evening.
Can you please state your name for the record?
Of course. Andrew Raposo, 1166 New Boston Road. I'm here as a resident. I'm here representing Spiro Santo Church, 311 Alden Street.
It's the feast,
Yes, sir.
annual event.
Yes, sir.
So that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What's the hours of operation, Mr. Raposo?
Friday is 6 to midnight. Saturday is 6 to midnight. Sunday is 6 to 10.
Okay. You obviously know the rules relative to the police department and
Yes,
details
sir.
that have to be there. Anybody have any questions on this, as it's an annual event? Okay, no question, I'll entertain a motion to grant the one-day liquor permits for Espiritu Santo Church.
I'll make a motion to approve the one-day permits for Espiritu Santo Church for the following dates of May 31st, June 1st, and June 2nd, 2024.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Granted. Thank you, Mr. Raposo.
Thank you, folks. Have a good night.
Next is St. Anthony of Padua Church, 48 16th Street, Morris O. Gorvin, one-day liquor permits for May 18th and May 19th,
Aye.
and then 6/15 and 6/16.
Yes, my name is Manuel Medeiros on 42 Striper Circle, North Dartmouth. I'm presenting here for the St. Anthony's Church for the feast on those dates.
So two feasts?
Two feasts. One is on this weekend, the next one is in June.
Okay. And this is annual?
Yes.
Annual, okay. And what is your hours that the feast will run, sir?
It's for, on the Saturday, we'll start at 6 to 10, no, 6 to 11. On the Sunday, 6 to 10.
Both of them, same thing?
Both.
Okay. And you know about having to get the police details?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions on these? Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the one-day permits for St. Anthony of Padua Church for May 18th, May 19th, June 15th, and June 16th, 2024.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Good luck.
Thank you.
F, I'm gonna hopefully say this right, Paye Resto LLC, 1345 Pleasant Street. Tamara Nerastant, one-day liquor permits for 5/18 and 5/20.
It's tabled, I just
Oh.
want, I'm sorry, withdrawn.
I apologize.
Withdrawn?
That has been withdrawn, my apologies, I wasn't even looking at this, sorry, Cap, that's my fault. We have, next is G, we got Canned Heat Craft Beer, 52 Ferry Street, Christopher Martin, one-day liquor permit for June 1st, 2024.
Good evening.
Please state your name and address for the record.
My personal address or address is the Rock the Dock event for the city pier. Samantha Barbosa is the event coordinator. It's from 12 to 3 p.m.
Is this an annual event? Or
This is the
year?
first. This is the first year that we are participating.
This is a big event.
This is a city event.
Yeah, this is.
City event?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody have any questions on this? I'll entertain a motion to grant the one-day liquor permit for Canned Heat Craft Beer.
I'll make that motion to grant a one-day liquor permit to Canned Heat Craft Beer, 52 Ferry Street for June 1, 2024.
I'll second.
Any questions on the motion?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Good luck.
Thank you.
Next is St. John's Holy Ghost Club, 1975 Pleasant Street. Leonardo Diogo for one-day liquor permits for 6/14, 6/15, 6/16.
Hi, my name is Fabrizio Andrade, 86 Martian Street. Leonardo wasn't able to be here today, so I'm here instead of the vice president.
Okay, is this some type of feast as well?
Correct. It's on the 14th from 6 to 10, the 15th is from 5 to 10, and then the 16th is from 2 to 6.
Is this an annual event?
It has been, yes, last few years.
And you know-
For years, but in this location, last few years.
Okay, so you know about all the requirements relative to the police
Correct. We
details?
did contact the police department. They just have to confirm the dates, the times.
Any questions on this petition?
Yeah, so 1975, is that the school?
They'll call for the school, yes.
Oh, yeah, all right, yeah. Are you gonna be using the building as well as?
No,
Just
no,
the, just the
outside,
grounds?
Just the grounds, yes.
And it's gonna be a typical traditional feast? There's gonna be food?
Correct.
Party with Primo, 59 Water Street, Shannon Reposo, one-day liquor permits for 6/1/24, 6/6/24, 7/4/24, 7/11/24, 8/8/24, 8/24/24.
I don't see anybody here.
Can we table that? Because she's gonna try to get in touch with her if possible, but there's a lot of dates there.
I know, so we will just put it to the end of the agenda, right?
Sounds good.
Okay.
That's fine.
Next is Saint Cecilia Band Club, 293 Almond Street, Natalie Silva, for one-day liquor permits for 7/26/24, 7/27/24, and 7/28/24. Name and address for the
Hi.
record?
Natalie Silva, 158 Highland Avenue in Westport, Mass.
Is this your normal feast?
This is our normal annual Holy Ghost feast.
And what's your hours on those particular days, ma'am?
Friday it's going to be 5 to 12.
Yep.
Saturday is going to be 5 to 12, and then Sunday 4 to 10. 4 to 10.
And obviously, you know the requirements of the
Yeah,
police
yeah,
details. You've done it
yeah.
before. Any questions on this request? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to grant the one-day liquor permit for St. Cecilia Band Club, 293 Almond Street in Fall River for the following dates, July 26th, July 27th, and July 28th of 2024.
I'll second.
Any questions on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we have Article 3, Class 2 licenses. Aprosec Multi-Services LLC, 334, 342 Bedford Street. First question I have is, how many vehicles are you requesting?
Because we got a big spot right now, where maybe before we used to have 12 spot right now, but right now we get a 20 spot. That's what they offer us over there. We share the same location as Firepro.
As what?
Firepro, the Firepro.
Okay, Firepro.
Yeah, yeah. They have a big parking spot, then that's the only thing we got over there.
Do you know where?
Where is it?
Yeah, in front of Dave Tire. Right now, is Town Fair Tire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it, I don't know the size, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the size of the lot. Has anybody looked at the size of the lot?
It's a fairly.
Yeah, is it fair? Yeah,
You
is
can
it?
fit
Yeah.
20?
It's
Yeah.
right around the corner.
Yeah,
It's
what's
a corner lot, I mean, there's definitely
Room?
room? There's room. There's a lot of
There's
room.
room?
Yeah, there's a lot of room. Yeah.
I don't, anybody having a problem with 20 vehicles?
No.
Okay.
No.
Any questions on this request? Hearing none. Police have given their approval to, Mr. Charles, I believe.
Yeah.
There's been no objection filed by the Florida Police Department, so, it looks like all the file is in order. I'll entertain a motion.
Make the motion to grant a Class 2 license to
Upper Seco
Upper Seco Multi-Services
Multi-Services.
for his,
Thank you.
for his business.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I'll second.
Come on in, fella.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you.
Good luck, man.
I can't vote on the next one because I've represented this person in the past, but I'm going to just set the stage for my colleague here has asked me to do so. This is number 4, it's a request for a fortune teller's license, psychic readings by Taylor, 121 Brayton Avenue. I will just say this for the record, that there is no objection filed by the Fall River Police Department, and there's nothing in the file to indicate any issues with it. So at that being said, I will now let Ms. Cordero just take over for the purposes of getting whatever information, hours of operation, and then,
Can you state your hours of operation?
9 to 9,
Monday through
through
Sunday?
Monday through Sunday.
So 7 days a week?
Yep.
I'll make the motion. to
Okay,
grant
I'll-
it.
Next, we have one-time extension of hours, Board and Light Marina, Inc., 1 Ferry Street, Michael Lund.
Look like you're injured.
You're getting old. Good evening. Michael Lund, 1 Ferry Street, Fall River, Massachusetts.
I have the letter of the request, basically saying on Friday, August 2nd, you want to open at 6 a.m. for breakfast and the full bar during this event.
So this is our 18th year of our charitable poker run for high-performance boats. And this year, on the Friday before, we're hosting a manufacturer's fun run, bringing boats from all over the country. And we've engaged with WEEI Sports Radio, and they're going to do a live broadcast that morning from 6 to 10 a.m. in the morning. And we've partnered with the Greg Hill Foundation for the monies raised. That half of the funds will go to the Greg Hill Foundation, which is pretty popular, as well as Make-A-Wish. Last year, the event, we donated $75,000. So this is really in light of being open for the radio show while it's live on air.
I just have this little sticky, Mr. Lund, that says you can't serve alcohol till 8 a.m.
Okay.
So
No
I guess
problem.
that's by state
Yeah,
law, that's-
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so, I think that's by state law, but otherwise, I have absolutely no objection with this being open, but the alcohol is what they're telling me to tell you.
My wife restricts me to 8 p.m., so.
But, any questions? It's a great event. It raises money for good causes, so anybody have any questions on this?
Nope.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion to grant the one-time extension of hours to Board and Light Marina
I'll
for this
second.
event.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you very much.
Okay, good luck.
Good luck with it. Did Primo just come in? I just heard it. Before we get into the old business, new business, we're gonna go back to the one-day liquor permits, and here, item I, which is Party with Primo, 56 Water Street. Shannon Reposo, looking for one-day liquor permits for June 1st, June 6th. I know this is a new operation, so I assume it's the first year you're doing it.
This is through the catering company, so we have done other events for the city in the past.
Okay. and, just trying to read this. Can you tell me a little bit about what, is this food trucks again?
This would be the food truck event. It would be just wine and sangria.
You're gonna be serving wine and sangria?
Yes.
Okay. And is it gonna be in front of your your establishment? Is that what happens?
This will be down at the gates. If it's the food truck festival, I think some of those are the food truck festival gates of the city. One might.
Because I think the nature of,
Each individual, they don't have that, do they?
more than likely, these are all gonna be covered, because I think the nature of,
Each individual, they don't have that, do they?
more than likely, these are all gonna be covered, because I think the nature of these particular events.
Already.
City does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the city already has it
Yeah.
covered.
The city has it covered, okay. Can you just give the hours of operation that you're gonna be out there that you think?
For all of the events.
If you can,
Uh,
ballpark?
Yeah, typically I think most of them wrap around dusk. I know the food truck festivals start around 3 or 4, and then they wrap around like 9:30. Some of the other ones will go a little bit later, like the one at the city pier. But typically we're wrapped up by 11. I don't think none of these events go too late.
Okay, so it's gonna be in conjunction with the city's gonna run?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have no further questions. Any questions from the board?
Mr. Primo, are there any right in front of Primo? No, it's like, they're gonna be right in front of yours?
No, not for these
No,
events,
so
not
nothing
for any of these.
individual,
No,
it's all
that would be
city.
all Water Street stuff. That's all separate, the
That's
separate
already
liquor license. This is more
organized by
through
the
the
city.
catering company and off-site events.
All right, great, thank you. I'll make the motion to grant the one-day permits to,
No,
sorry.
because he's a caterer,
Yeah.
he needs to now get these,
When-
when it's not a private event.
When
Am
it's
I
not
right?
a private
Yeah,
event,
okay.
yes, yeah.
okay.
All
We
right.
good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll make the motion to grant the one-day permits to party with Primo, 56 Water Street, for the following dates. June 1st, June 6th, July 4th, July 11th, August 8th of 2024.
Excellent. Thank you
Are
very
we
much.
missing-
Second.
Nope.
Hold on, you fella.
Are we missing August 24th?
What I, on August, what'd I say? No.
August 8th and then the 24th below.
Oh, I see, I'm sorry.
Busier than we
Good
thought.
catch, good
Just
catch.
don't want him to
No,
have
no,
to come
and
back.
I didn't see it underneath,
No,
I'm
no
sorry.
problem.
And August 24th.
I'll
2024.
second.
Oh, motion made in a second. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, now we have agenda item 6, which is old business, new business, show cause hearing, Mickey Doyle's Inc., 380 Rhode Island Avenue, Fall River, Mass, Brian Andre. Please state your name for the record, name and address for the record, sir.
Hi, I'm Brian Andre, 387 Orswell Street.
Okay. You're here on a show cause hearing brought forth by the City of Fall River Police Department. So I'm just gonna initially turn it over to the Fall River Police.
The accident that happened with
Can
someone.
I just interrupt 1 second?
Yeah.
He wasn't DJing my bar that night. He actually was at another.
A few drinks, left. To our attention with someone who was at your bar, drank a few drinks, left, got into a car accident, hit multiple cars, says he doesn't remember a thing. The last place he remembers being was at your bar. Just because of the past history, we had to, look into it further. Found a few other dates and incidences that have occurred in the last year and a half-ish since we've been here. And I know you came up with an action plan for us and you presented it and everything, but it just seems from these calls specifically, there's about 5, 6 calls here that basically just say, you haven't been keeping up as well as you should with that action plan. So basically just here to address all of that.
All right, so, yeah, people are there after hours are usually just workers. I read this, they said every time they come, I always open the door for the cops, no matter what. I always invite them in to come look at whatever they want to see. I had they always say 8 to 12 people are in here after hours. And it's my workers just trying to clean and get done with and get out of there. The Matty O thing, the Matty Oliveira DJ, he wasn't DJing my bar. He didn't have a drink at my bar. He was at another bar all night DJing.
Okay.
And then the other one with Jen Sylvia.
How do you know that one? You gonna show a picture?
Oh yeah, there's pictures of him.
Is that a date- has a
He was
date on it?
promoting the other bar.
Has a date on it?
Yeah. April 12th. He got to the accident on the morning of the 13th.
If you don't mind. Thank you, sir. Miss, I wasn't around.
Can I see those,
You can as well, I wasn't on the board in 2022 when you got a 28-day suspension. Okay? And even before you showed the pictures, I had a little bit of a reservation regarding the police report because the gentleman got in a car accident and looks on South Main Street. Okay, so I was even gonna give you the benefit of the doubt for that, to be very frank with you, so, thank you for the pictures, but that wasn't gonna be my main objective here tonight. I went back and I was provided this action plan, and it's pretty entailed, okay, relative to security cameras being upgraded, hiring armed security. Time the police department comes in, and I think since I've been here, it's only a short time, I'm very supportive of what they do and where these things go. 'Cause I don't think they just bring people like you in for nothing. I don't. I used to own a bar years and years ago, and I don't think they do it for nothing. So as where I'm coming from with this, you have this action plan. I wanna make sure that it's being done. So I'm not gonna be in a position here tonight to say I think you should be shut down for any particular length of time, to be very frank. But I am gonna tell you that through the Fall River Police Department, through the city of Fall River, hopefully the building department, this action plan has gotta be utilized, it's gotta be put in place. And I mean, it's gotta be followed. This is just my opinion, I'm not gonna speak for Mr. Perrin, Ms. Cordero. So, where I'm coming from is, I'm not gonna use the word probation, but I wanna put this matter on for a status hearing, maybe in 3 months. Summer's here. It's not the easiest thing to run a bar in the summer in Fall River or anywhere. And if this is not complied with, or we get a number of calls, then I'm gonna be in a position to take action. I'm not gonna do that today, as far as my personal opinion. But this has gotta be done before somebody gets hurt. I really mean that. And I think it should be done on a lot of the establishments, but, you know, there's a whole host of things. And I know some of the things you can't control because it's that big parking lot. You know, where are they really coming from? I don't know. And maybe you don't either. But I do really firmly believe that you put this action plan and you gave it to the board. So this has gotta be followed to the T, as far as I'm concerned. Because you had a 28-day suspension, so I know this board doesn't give out 28-day suspensions very often. I was on your side of the table many, many times representing clients. So if the police department is all right with that, I would like to find a mechanism, work with Mr. Andre, and maybe put this on, it's May, July meeting, our August meeting, whatever the board may think, to really take a close look and then give you a report of whether or not, well, if there's other incidents that you wanna tell us.
No, so just, I think we would be, you know, on board with that. There's just, you know, a couple other things. I know you were calling for details and they weren't getting filled, but the last time you called for a detail was July of 2022.
But from day one, I've always said, as long as I'm open, I want details every Friday, Saturday, no matter what.
Right, but you haven't called for them, so they haven't even been.
Yeah, but it's when I call, they just say, when do you want them? I say every Friday, Saturday, as long as I'm open.
You still have to call every.
So I'm supposed to call up and ask? Even though they always refuse me?
Yeah, every week, you gotta call every single time you want when you have to call.
And
I don't wanna be that guy, but I know they were refusing me for a reason.
Well, there was a refusal for a reason, I'm told, because the bill wasn't paid.
And
Well, do I owe a bill? What's the bill? I'll pay that this week, but, yeah. I didn't know I had a outstanding balance.
You know, you obviously paid a lot down, but it's still $654, so.
But before the shutdown, they refused, nobody came there. And I'm like begging cops that I know.
If I may, so.
And I'm in agreement. I want to get to a good solution. I want a safe bar. I want all of that. But I need help too, where an open line of communication when a cop comes knocking my door, I let them in and they're looking in the building, we're cleaning, and I'm like, hey, you can come in, look around, you see if we're doing anything wrong. I don't ever refuse them ever. The one time with you are a retired cop, right? Jordan, Sylvia's wife, doesn't like me when she drinks. I stood home that night. She told a cop I roughed her up, and I wasn't even there the entire night. So when I got there, I lived 4 houses down. I walked there to see what was going on. 5 cops surrounded me and said, she said you beat her up. And they're like surrounded, ready to handcuff me. I'm like, dude, I just got out of bed and came here to handle this.
Well, Go ahead.
If I may, so there are obviously just a number of concerns. I mean, we're not.
No, I
looking
get it, yeah.
to, target you in any way, shape, or form. The reason that the details aren't being filled was that back when, back in 22, was this when the 20-day suspension was? The primary issue was that there was a significant outstanding balance. You've made payments, but the payments stopped after a certain point, and.
Do you know how much I owe left? I think they just sent me.
654. But
All
I mean,
right.
prior to that,
All
there
right.
were a lot more zeros at the end of it, to be frank. We get to a certain point with the police department where we are no longer gonna fill those details if they're not being paid, because
course.
obviously there would just be a continuous outstanding balance. So the details stopped being called in around July of 22. You would continue making payments, but I really think the last payment was probably around that time.
So I should call Sandrea every week?
Absolutely.
All
That's
right,
where the way
I
to
can
go.
do that,
I
yeah.
think some of the other issues.
Well, I'm gonna
and
make that,
concerns
I'm
we
gonna
have-
make that, I'm gonna make that a condition of moving forward. It's gotta be paid by the end of the month.
Right. I think some of the other concerns that we have, and I think that this would also benefit you, is to get some working cameras, because if you're getting calls and
I
complaints
got
about the
cameras,
noise,
I do.
you have working and operating cameras inside of your business.
I mean, they're ones I have to take down and charge because,
They need to be working and operating
All right.
at all times during your open
All right.
hours. Because then this will alleviate any allegations of things that aren't necessarily happening, because if we're getting calls for noise complaints and you're saying, I'm only here with my workers, then you can go back to show us when your last customer left, and that won't be an issue any longer, right?
but can I be like a devil's advocate when you say noise complaints? There's not a house near there. When we shut down, I use my Bluetooth bathroom speaker to listen to music while we clean.
Okay.
The two houses right there, both those people come to my bar, so who would be complaining about
Right,
noise
and that's
complaints? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, if it's loud noise, of course. It shouldn't be loud noise coming out of there, but.
Obviously, the police department, they take these calls with discretion, so if it's one person calling in, we're gonna look into it, especially if it's somebody who leaves a callback number that we can speak with to find out what their concerns are, if it's a neighbor, how close they are to your business. If we're getting multiple calls from multiple different people, then that's obviously something that is affecting just more than one person, right? So we take these calls in as they come with a grain of salt. So we're obviously gonna investigate them to the best of our abilities, but like you're saying, if you have a Bluetooth speaker going off, I mean, depending on what time of night, you're supposed to be closing your doors at what time? 1:30.
Yeah,
1:30.
we lock.
So, I mean, you need to be keeping that music within a
Entertainment's
reasonable
off by
volume.
then. No, I agree, of course.
Okay, one of the other,
Sorry,
go right ahead.
customers out of the building by 1:30 and last calls at 1.
Yeah.
So that's what.
So one of the
that's what your
things on
action
there,
plan says.
they came in, knocked on the door. We already had the door locked at 1:30. So now they're in my face. They're saying, "Why you got people here?" I'm like, and there's a noise complaint. I'm like, music's off. It's just us. And the guy's like, well, why is there still people in here? I'm like, dude, I got a 2 o'clock license. He thought I had a 1 o'clock license. So he's like, he's investigating my bar when I had a 2 o'clock
So you
license.
can explain that to the officer.
I did,
Not all
I did.
officers are gonna be
But it was
obviously
in
aware
that
of
saying that I had people there after hours. And it's like, I told the guy we have a 2 o'clock license.
Excuse me. Am
Yeah,
I-
absolutely.
So, Detective Kathleen,
Yeah.
the stipulation in his action plan, or is his license referred to 1 o'clock last call and everyone out of the building?
No, so his license is till 2,
Okay.
and just by his action plan,
Okay,
I'll quote it, Mickey Doyle's last call will now be 1 AM. After the last call announcement, the entrance will be locked and no new customers will be admitted. We will have customers out of the building by 1:30.
okay, do you understand, you're the one that
Yes.
agree, you wrote that action plan, sir?
Yeah.
Do you understand it?
Yes.
Okay, so what these guys are gonna do, these two detectives, they're gonna make the people, the police officers in that area aware of that action plan. So if you violate that, if an officer appears here 3 months from now and says, well, I got there and I observed people walking in there at quarter of 2, still walking in there, or there were people leaving at 2:15, that's gonna be an issue.
All right.
You're telling us you fully understand what you've developed yourself.
Now, is there a way I can get a cop that I can build a relationship with and I can go give feedback back and
It's up to
forth?
these guys, but.
That's difficult because obviously we don't always have the same officers assigned to the same sector every day. I mean, there are some officers that are assigned to that sector, and if they're working, then they're there every single night. There are other officers that aren't assigned to vehicles, so they're floating. They're wherever they're needed.
No, I get that.
So it's not guaranteed that you're always gonna get the same officer every time. Clear that these are the hours of operation, and this is what they've agreed to as far as closing times and having any customers left in the building. So we can make that very publicly known to all the officers so that they're aware if they're responding there that this is what's happening. But as far as you
Like,
getting
I want
the same
them to come
officers-
in, get to know my work in front of the board. I never sold drugs when I was at frankly, some don't like me. I got called a drug dealer last time in front of the board. I never sold drugs in my life. I worked for St. Vincent's Home for 17 years. So that hurts when anytime my bar gets put on Facebook, the owner's a drug dealer. So that's kind of messed up. So that's why I get defensive here when I'm in front of you guys. But it's like, wow, it's like people call me drug dealer. I got a 5-year-old.
Mr. Andre, at this stage of the game, and I sympathize with you if those things are happening, but at the
I understand.
end of the-
Yeah, go ahead.
But at the end of the day, we have an action plan that you gave to this board back in 2022. And I think I can be just succinct in saying, follow this, and I don't think you're gonna have a problem. Like, this says you're supposed to be giving Cory checks, taking Cory checks for your new employees. This says you're supposed to have all of the tip certifications
Okay.
for us to look at. This says that you're gonna keep a security camera footage for no less than 10 days, then clearing the hard drive. Things like this is, like, you just have to do it. Because you gave this to
No, I
us.
agree.
That's why I'm telling you, as one member of this board, I'm not gonna go by this. I'm gonna allow you pretty much to have a clear slate again, like you just had in
Appreciate it.
2022. But I am gonna ask the Fall River Police Department to be very diligent at going over this. And when you come back and you wanna do 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, I don't care. The sum is here that's gonna give a pretty good indication of how things are gonna be handled, in my opinion.
Back here in August.
I just have one more thing, and I know this, I'm supposed to address all of these things, so not, again.
Hours of operation.
We're
Was
not-
that you guys that came yesterday?
Actually,
All
I'm
right.
glad that you brought that up, because I.
Yeah,
was
hours of
actually
operation. We
thinking
already
about that.
printed it out.
Okay, also, just so I know, what are your hours of operation? Because I tried to go
It's-
by there a few times.
Yeah,
and the
sometimes,
doors aren't always open.
it's 12 to 1, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, it's 12 to 2. Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 2. Sometimes, if I don't get a bartender in there, I got a bartender, it's the older lady, she has cancer. So sometimes she runs late to her appointment, so I have to go pick her up and bring her in, so sometimes it's late.
Okay, and how often are you, like, there at the establishment?
They're just pretty much 7 days a week.
Okay, how long, though?
Every night.
Okay.
And
so
then during the day, I'm
closing
in and out.
hours
Yeah,
open.
all right.
Your license has your specific hours that you ask for them to be
Yeah.
open for. That is part of your agreement. with
I
that
agree. No, I know
license,
that.
You have to be open during those hours. If you need to have them modified, you can certainly go in front of the board, have them modified. But it makes it difficult for us to be able to go in there and correct anything that might not be correct. That way, moving forward, you're
Yeah.
not having any issues.
Well, because of the month shutdown, I closed my kitchen I still have my kitchen closed, so that's why we're not, like, open early every day.
So like she said, you can modify those if.
Yeah,
you
of
want.
course.
Alright, so my last thing that, again, we're not trying to pick on you or anything like that, but back to that night of, the first incident that was brought to us, Officer Delgado's here, I don't know if you wanna come up or not, I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. They were at your door at 3:42 in the morning. You're supposed to have people out of the bar at 1:30. It's a little hard to kind of believe that people are still cleaning up in your bar 2 hours and 15 minutes after. They heard music playing according to their report, and they knocked on the door, the lights went out, and they saw people visibly, like, hiding.
All right,
So-
can they get, all the cops get my number and they can call me if nobody's answering?
We can have your phone number
Yeah.
added to your,
Please,
site
yes.
in our dispatcher, so that if there's an issue that
Yeah,
you can be the
please.
first
Well,
contact.
Mr. Andre, if they're there at 3:42, and that's right, you're gonna get closed down. And it's gonna be a harsh one.
All right.
No one's working, no one's cleaning up.
But nobody's ever come in and seen cash, or anybody at the bar, or sitting there ordering drinks.
Right,
It's
the
literally.
doors were closed,
All right,
I mean,
yeah.
it just seems a little.
But if you're
A
serving
little
if
suspicious, I get it, yeah,
But
but-
if you're serving alcohol, if you're serving alcohol to people that are working, that's still against the law.
No, I know, I don't, it's just when we close down, I tell the cops to come in. When they're at the door standing there looking in, I'm like, hey, you can come on in.
The gentleman was there at 3:42.
I've never seen him.
You weren't there?
But most of the cops that come, I open the door and I say, come in.
But just, I can, and Mr. Pearl, who was a policeman, can speak on, but I'm just telling you, for me, 3:42, there should be not a soul there, okay?
All right.
Too many things can go wrong. If you're supposed to be closed down and nobody getting in at 1:30, that's 2.5 hours later.
Fruit flies get crazy,
No,
so
no.
I make sure.
I've been in your bar both as responding to calls and, off duty. I've been in there. And it's huge, it's a big
Oh,
barn.
is it?
It's
Okay.
like, it's like long, I would imagine it takes some time to clean it, and no one's asking you to come back in the morning. But then you understand, the three people on this board are very, very oriented to, businesses. We wanna see businesses thrive.
I appreciate that.
And that's our history, and that's what we do, okay? We wanna work with you, just follow the rules, man, that's all you have to do. You just, you know, it's a lot of safety issues. I'm looking at this call log, and there's not just, you know, disturbance calls, there's lethal weapons calls, there's the.
Who cares if it's a cop? If there's a
Yeah.
lethal weapon going on and
I
somebody
told,
can get
but I
hurt,
told
then...
the cops that night who it was.
Okay, well,
So the cop that responded, it was a 911 call. They came in. I said,
Mr.
look
Andrew,
through.
Mr. Andrew, I'm gonna give you a
All right,
little
great,
bit,
like-
I'm gonna give you a little bit of a... You wanna have this dialogue, it's fine.
No, I don't. I
And
appreciate it.
If you wanna kinda make excuses, hey, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
If you don't,
All right.
you're not gonna be okay.
I
Simple
appreciate
as
it.
that. And I'm speaking for myself. You're not gonna be okay. And that's it. I told you right from the get-go. I didn't even, Mikey O, or whatever his name is.
Matty,
Fabio,
Matty
whatever he
Oliver.
is. I gave you the benefit of the doubt because he was on South Main Street. Whether he was drinking at you, whether he said he was there, that to me is not enough for me. Not enough. But if you don't follow your plan that you gave this board, I wasn't here, you don't do that, then you don't, then you're gonna have I think you're
agree.
gonna have a problem. And I'm just being very respectful to you. Being a bar owner is not easy. And at that point in time, put it back on for the August meeting. You can tell them the date. I don't have this complete schedule for me, on me rather, I'm sorry. And I hope we don't have a problem.
Appreciate it.
We're not,
21st.
as Mike said, we're not here to
No,
shut people
I know
down.
you're not. You're trying to do your job. I get it.
So, do we need a motion to that effect to just continue this matter until?
Yes, please.
What is it, August what?
21st.
Can I just make a suggestion?
Yes.
Can we just outline specifics for Mr. Andre so he knows exactly what he should bring to the meeting in August? Perhaps some documentation about tip certification for his servers.
Chris, why don't you do this? Why don't you send him a letter that he can be expecting? You can send it, if I would request you send it certified mail, so we can't say it never got there, and put in writing what we expect him to have and present to us in August. And if the police department has any further things that they want to have him bring, whatever that may be, we give it to him certified mail, and he brings that in
Email
August.
me that instead.
I was
Email.
gonna say, do you have a good address that we can mail?
Because Carrie said you guys sent me 2 things. I didn't find out till she called me.
That's
and
why
I
I'm
was on
saying about
state.
the certified mail, if you want to do it by email. I want
Carrie
it,
had sent it certified and apparently
regular.
he's not
And it
receiving
didn't
them,
co-
so.
Did you receive the email that was sent this week?
Yes, I got. That's how I printed.
Plan that you presented, providing that you're following your action plan that you presented, and then coordinating with the police department for the inspection.
All right.
and I'm gonna make one further suggestion. Can we put in the letter that he provide that information for sometime in July? So therefore, if there's anything lacking, he will have the time to get it for the August meeting. We'll give him every reasonable opportunity to comply.
Appreciate it.
So I don't wanna say we're gonna send it to him a week before and he doesn't have time to do it. So let's give him a date in July, if it's a month before, to provide all that documentation. And if there's anything lacking, we'll notify you, and there'll be no excuses on August 21st to not have you.
All right.
Fair enough?
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Here's your pictures, yeah.
Appreciate you being fair.
Motion, can I have a motion to that
Thank
effect to
you.
continue
Thank you,
to
guys.
August 24th?
Sure. I'll make a motion to continue this matter for Mickey Doyle's to our August 21st, 2024 meeting.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you.
Could I have, entertain anything else?
Just to approve the,
Minutes?
please,
Something?
Yep.
Can we approve the minutes
April 1st.
of the April 1st, meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the April 1st, 2024 minutes.
It's okay.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Hold on, Mike, don't shut
All
the
those
thing.
opposed? Thank you, everyone.
It's for Mel and Michael, please.
Oh, God, yes, I looked, there's somebody left. Motion to what? Motion to adjourn, please.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Melanie, seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.